Good morning, afternoon, evening, GMAE, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is John Willett. Welcome to episode number 9 of Potholes and Cadillac Dreams. Episode 9. Episode 9. Can you believe it? I can tell you right now that in Las Vegas, there are a lot of people that lost a lot of money because they bet against me getting to episode number 9. So, to those folks, hey, fungu. So, how you all doing? It has been a crazy week for me personally. We're going to get into that right now. A couple of things. I think we're going to be calling this potholes that are continuous, ongoing, potholes that start and don't ever seem to stop, potholes that have an ending date, but you're kind of waiting on them to see if that ending date ever shows up because of several things. First of all, as you can tell, again, I am not using my lovely camera. I am using the computer-generated camera that is in my computer. The camera-generated computer that is in my computer. So, yeah, you can tell, yes, I am extremely technical. And boy, oh boy, can I explain this computer stuff. Let me tell you. I should have my own podcast about talking about computer stuff, which is probably, you can't really say stuff, can you? Because that's not right either. So there you go. Anyway, my equipment sucks. It's terrible. My neighbor was kind enough to lend me a camera, and the camera, it just fritzes on me. It's just awful. I mean, bless his heart, he lent me this camera, and it's just horrific. So I'm using the camera here, and then I actually started this podcast. That's right. I have had a little bit of what's it called? I can't think of the word. That's how bad my week has been. You'll get all this. Trust me. You'll understand completely why I can't. Rehearsal. Can't think of the word rehearsal. The reason I can't is because of what you're about to hear. So, I had a little bit of rehearsal, about 20 seconds worth, and then all of a sudden this other app popped up on my screen and threw me for a dither. By throwing me for a dither, I mean that I exclaimed bad words. And even though you probably, couldn't see me, the app that flew up on my screen out of nowhere, I thought, well, it's best to get rid of all that and move on and try again, which is what I have done. So you don't catch me emitting bad words. There will be a couple of bad words later on down the road here in episode number 9, but I'm sure you'll muddle through them. So my equipment is terrible. And at some point, very, very soon, I'm going to get myself a new laptop and a camera. And then I'm going to have a really, really professional look to this. I know, of course, that you podcasters, bless your hearts, I don't have to worry. All I have to do is make sure that my microphone works. I'm so happy with you all. I can't begin to tell you. You podcasters don't think about all these things, but I do, in fact, have a camera that's, and I do like looking my best, just my best. And so it's one of those things where I really do want to get better equipment, and I want to give you all a better show and better visuals and better stuff. And if I give you better visuals, then I'm even going to give the podcasters a better podcast because I'm going to be more confident in my ability to emote and provide lucid yet humorous information and all that stuff. So my equipment sucks. That's a number 1 on the list because it just happened again and it's driving me completely crazy. Number 2, and this has been going on since Saturday. I'm going to try to do my dead level best not to mention the place that I went to because I have not done anything of a legal nature yet. We're still in the process of figuring out what we're going to do. I don't know whether I am. I don't know whether I'm not. But again, well, we're going to have to cut that out because, again, something just popped up on my screen while I was chatting with you all, and it's not good. So there'll be a time when I will be doing a little editing. So, yay, when you see the edit, just just go, oh yeah, the old man had challenges with his equipment again, and see number one. So anyway, number two, my honey and I like going out for breakfast on the weekends. And we decided that we were going to go to Mount Dora, which is in Florida. It's about 2 hours away, roughly 2 hours. And it's a beautiful little town. It reminds me a lot of Bar Harbor. It's got lots of shops and what have you. So we thought it'd be fun to go and visit there. But we wanted to have breakfast in it before that. So my honey picked out a spot in a town just slightly south of of Mount Dora. And we went there, and we should have known better when we walked in the door. And my honey got herself supposedly a mushroom and Swiss cheese omelet, which was basically processed cheese and a few mushrooms out of I assume a can. I don't eat cheese, so I didn't have it, but it was just inedible. She ate maybe half of it. I had scrambled eggs, grits, biscuit, and a hamburger patty. Now, the hamburger patty could have been used for skeet. The eggs were funny tasting, the grits were watery, and the biscuit was just flabby. I don't know how else you can describe this biscuit other than it just kind of flapped around, and it wasn't light and fluffy and whatever. So we went there, and then after that, we went to Mount Dora, and I started feeling a little poopy, and we went to somebody's for dinner that night, and I felt poopier still. Then when I went to work the next morning, I work on Sundays. I am in retail. I will let you all know now, because this is a positive story, that I am the actual manager of the Pop Shelf located in Daytona Beach on Tomoka Center. I think that's the name of it. It's right across the street from Tanger Outlet. So there's Tanger Outlets and Tomoka Center. Anyway, I'm the manager there. And so I went there that day, and I was having my challenges, shall we say. Did not feel well at all. But I'd say 10:30, 11 o'clock maybe. One of the folks that I work with saddled up to me, and she said, hey boss, I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but you look like shit. Well, I felt like shit. So what she did is she called my assistant, who lives in Orange City, who was kind enough to, on her day off, come in for me because I was in no way, shape, or form able to work anymore. So I left there, and then we went to Advent Urgent Care, where I was diagnosed after a brief pushing on the stomach with food poisoning. Now, I don't know how. I guess you just push on your stomach, and they go, oh yeah, you have food poisoning, and it'll go away, and here's some prescriptions. Well, one of the prescriptions actually is terrible for another drug that I take, an eye drop, because I have bad eyes. It's called Lanaprost, and one of the drugs they gave me was one of the this drug is one of the 4 drugs that you do not take with Lanaprost ever, 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 ever. So needless to say, I didn't take any of the drugs. Yay for me. So I was off Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. I was off Monday. I tried to come back Tuesday, went for about a half a day. And about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I went to Halifax Hospital to their emergency room, got some blood work done, which made me feel a little better. They said there's nothing there. So they said it was just, they thought it was food poisoning and, just be good. So I went there. On Wednesday, I worked most of the day. Thursday, I worked most of the day. Friday, today is off. I had a little setback today in that I woke up and I felt extremely weak. And I was thinking, oh, why am I feeling so weak? Well, of course, I haven't eaten. So that's another reason. But anyway, I normally weigh anywhere between 185, 186, 187. Right now I weigh 174.2. And that is 2 pounds more than what I weighed when I got out of the hospital for my open heart surgery. So I have lost some serious weight since I've had this onset. And like I said, I don't know if it's a relapse or whatever, but I'm just really uncomfortable. And so I thought sharing all this information with you fine folks would brighten my spirits and make me feel better. And it's not doing that well, to be honest with you. It's, I wish I felt better, but I don't. So that's kind of an ongoing pothole. And I know if you've ever had food poisoning, it's one of those deals, and they tell you, everybody that's had it, they tell you that it's just a matter of waiting it out and eating bland food and doing this and doing that. Well, I'll be honest with you. Today, when I got on the scales and it said 174, I went, oh my heavens to Betsy, because that scared poop out of me. Literally not scaring the poop out of me because I got no poop in me to scare. But that's neither here nor there. So I went to Publix, which is our, if you're in Maine, it's our Hannaford. If you're in Virginia, it's our Giant, depending on where you guys are from. And I went to Publix and I got some cereal, which I shouldn't have gotten, Great Grains, with lots of stuff in them. And I got ice cream, and I got Oreo cookies, and I got lots of Gatorade, got a ton of Gatorade, and I got some ginger tea. The only smart things that I bought during this whole thing was the Gatorade and the ginger tea. That's it. Everything else was stupid because I had a bowl of this cereal, and I might as well have taken a knife and just run it along my stomach because it hurt like hell. Not smart. Little tiny grains are not smart when you're trying to get better, Also, I forgot to tell you, one of the folks that I have working with me, she's an EMT, God bless her, and she told me she thought it was salmonella. In other words, I ate tainted something, and all I can think of was there was a bunch of stuff tainted at this particular restaurant, but she says it sounds more like salmonella to her, and unfortunately salmonella lasts longer. So again, it's one of those deals where it's, just hang in there, and at some point, things will turn out okay, and at some point, I'll get better, and at some point, I'll stop feeling pain, and at some point, it'll work out. Anyway, that's that. Can I do anything else? Food poisoning, yeah, salmonella, I covered that. I was having a discussion with a guy, and this doesn't really have anything to do with anything that I've talked about, so this is a horrible segue. Write this down, by the way. On episode 9, John has a horrible segue from salmonella and food poisoning to having to read while eating, which makes no sense whatsoever. None. Other than the fact of eating, I guess. Maybe that's the segue I'm looking for. So anyway, I was talking to this guy yesterday, and I told him, and he thought I was a little crazy, that I can't go to a restaurant or a diner or a fast food joint or any sort of food place where I'm going to sit down and, have a meal where I don't have a book with me or a magazine or something to read. My phone, checking on scores or news or whatever. I have to have something. I have to have outside stimulation or else I'm just lost. I don't know about you all, and maybe you all are different, but I can't, for the life of me, go to a place, order something, and then just sit. And then just kind of, look around looking at people and watching people and not having anything going on, and it's just drives me crazy. Drives me flat crazy. I've been that way since I was a kid. When my folks used to drop me off at places, and I had to have a book with me. I had to have a book with me, and I had to read that book while I was eating or ordering or everything. I had to have outside stimulation. Same way with God, if I'm waiting in an airport, a lot of people like to people watch. I'm like, nah, that's okay. Don't need to. People will say, oh, I saw this famous person, that famous person, I saw this, I saw that. I don't see Dookie. I just, I get to my flight area, whatever I'll think of it. I'm sorry. It's one of those days, just not feeling well. I get to my flight area and I sit there and I read. I will get a Diet Coca-Cola or something like that, something to nibble on maybe, a snack or something. Gate. Couldn't think of the word gate. Isn't that terrible? There's 2 today. Just haven't been able to think of the right words because I'm not at the top of my game, folks. I'm not at the top of my game. I'm not firing on all cylinders. I'm not, what are some other ones? I don't know. I'm just, I'm doing this because I like talking to you, and it actually makes me feel a little better that I'm chatting with you, and it takes my mind off my tummy and all the stuff my tummy's been putting me through the last week or so, and I just kind of I really do enjoy this time that we spend. I know I'm not supposed to be saying stuff like that. I'm supposed to be entertaining. Staring at you, all you folks watching on the YouTube saw me stare at the microphone. I was staring at my podcasters. I was hoping they could actually feel me through their devices, me looking at them and smiling because I'm so appreciative of them and from you guys for watching this. But it made me feel better, quite a bit as a matter of fact. I won't be thinking about this for a while. My challenge is going to be, and I hate to tell y'all, but normally I do a 30-minute podcast. I ain't got 30 minutes in me. I mean, I'll be brutally honest with you. I'm happy I've got, 17 minutes, 27 seconds, and about 30 seconds of that's got to go because that thing popped up on my screen again while I was chatting with you, and so I've got to do a little bit of editing, and, I wish there was something I could say that we could get this thing stretched to another few minutes, but I'm flat out of stuff today, boys and girls. It's just one of those deals where, when you're not feeling well, it's tough to do what you need to do in a good manner and in a proper manner and in an entertaining manner, and that's what I certainly hope to do, but I'm not feeling that entertaining today because, my stomach is going, hello, I'm your stomach. Remember me? I've been with you now since Saturday, and I'm going to continue to be with you for a little while longer. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, that's what I'm going through. And, so, and everybody's looking at their devices going, okay. He's gone. He's lost his mind. And yeah, I have. I've lost my mind. So we're going to end it with the usual pleas, entreaties, beggings. Demi Bennett. By the way, what they're doing, well, I can't say anything. I want to say that, what's happening with Demi is really cool. Just thought I'd let you know, if you're a Demi Bennett fan. What's happening with her is really, really neat, I think. And then Christy Martin Salters. Christy Martin. Again, would love to spend some time chatting with her because we never really got the chance to chat. A little bit of background for you, and then that'll end it gracefully and quietly. I had wanted to work with her and her company, and I was fortunate enough to meet her at a boxing gym, which is kind of a cool thing, if you knew Christy Martin. And she was, I think she was either training a couple of fighters or working with a couple of fighters or whatever, so I got to see her work, which was fascinating to me. Got to meet her wife, Lisa, which was very, very cool. They, by the way, met in a boxing match, a real live, honest-to-God boxing match. And I've seen the tape, and there was quite the to-do. If you go on YouTube and go Christy Martin and Lisa Hollowine, Holowyn off the top of my head, I think. I think that's her name. But if you go look it up, you will actually see Christy and her future wife battling it out. Fisticuffs. Sanction and everything. Christy won, but it was pretty close. It was a pretty close match. So I recommend that you do that because they're both wonderful ladies, and I would love to spend some time with Christy on here and talk about all kinds of stuff. And I'm sure she would make me forget about my stomach, as I'm sure Demi would as well. Debbie Bennett would make me forget about my stomach very quickly. If you all have no questions... Oh, I see a hand in the back. I wish you all a very, very great Friday. I wish you all a very, very nice weekend. I wish you all a very spectacular 4th of July holiday. We don't have anything planned, but we hope to do something. Watch fireworks somewhere. And here in the Daytona area. And so... do you hear that noise? You know what? I'm not going to edit that out. Do you know what that is? That is my cat. I have, in my den, we have 4 cats. And one of my cats has decided that since his dad is so full of poop, that he's going to kind of christen one of the kitty litters and kind of remind me of how full of poop I am. Oh yeah. Okie dokie. Well, there you go. So I'm leaving that for you guys, so you'll get a little chuckle. I hope you'll get a little chuckle anyway. We've stretched this to almost 23 minutes. I thank you guys very much for listening. I know I have not been on my best behavior today, and I apologize for not doing as well as I could have. I'm just not feeling well, but I wanted to get something out to you guys. And I will be much, much better next week. I promise. It's episode 10. So we got to come up with something spectacular for episode 10. And I wish you a great day, great weekend, great 4th of July, great week. And I look forward to chatting with you next week. Thanks. Bye.